Norge et av verdens rikeste land. Vi rike på naturressurser. Vi bader i naturopplevelser som majestetiske fjell og dype fjorder, og vi har en mangfoldig kulturarv. Og blant annet på grunn av en lang tradisjon med sjøfart, og ikke minst oljen, har vi en av verdens høyeste levestandarder. Men det har ikke alltid vært slik. Det var en tid da Norge var et fattig land, og våre forfedre levde i nød og elendighet. Men på begynnelsen av 1800-tallet så nådde ryktet om et forjettet land de norske bygdene, og i løpet av de neste 100 årene forlot nærmere 1 million nordmenn sine hjem i håp om å få et bedre liv på den andre siden av havet i Amerika. Nå skal 12 norske amerikanere for første gang i sine liv begi seg over det samme havet. Tilbake til landet deres forfedre forlot. Welcome to Norway! I de neste 10 ukene skal 12 norske amerikanere ta tilbake tilhørigheten til landet deres forfedre forlot, flere generasjoner tilbake.
My heritage is important to me because I really believe it is part of who we are.
På reise gjennom Norge vil de oppleve spektakulær natur.
This is so gorgeous.
Få stifte nærmere bekjentskap med ulike sider av norsk kultur.
Why would my ancestors leave this wonderful country? This answers that question.
Og ikke minst lære mer om sin egen families norske forhistorie.
This is really real.
Men opphold i Norge ikke bare en dannelsesreise. Det også en beinhard konkurranse. Og hver uke må den som viser seg minst tilpasningsdyktig til den norske hverdagen, pakke koffertene og reise tilbake til Amerika.
I don't want to go home, and I don't want anyone else to have to go home.
Til slutt står det igjen en vinner som kan kalle seg en ekte nordmann, og dermed innkassere den gjeveste prisen. Et møte med sin gjenlevende norske slekt.
There's no way I want to go home. I came here to see my family, and that's what I'm going to do.
Task at hand.
Gotta get ready.
Get ready, pack. I'm pretty confident this is going to be a life-changing experience for me. Just being back in the place where my family started and being a part of another culture, you can't help but change when you go through those kinds of experiences.
Chester, what do you think about my leopard shirt? Do you like it? Yeah? Okay, I'll bring it.
Getting to learn more about my Norwegian heritage, it's gonna help me understand who I am as a person, because that's a whole other half of me that I really don't know too much about.
First time I've had one of these. It's a passport.
What's a passport?
This is my ticket out of the country to make sure I can actually get out and go to Norway. This opportunity to go to Norway is definitely the biggest blessing I've had in my life, other than my children. Dad, see you when you get back from Norway. P.S. Bring us back something, please.
Goats, I'm going far away. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, Norway. And it's just like, it's so crazy. I'm so excited. Norway, Norway. It's just incredible that now I am actually going to get to go to Norway and to jump in all the fjords I want to. It's so exciting.
Do you plan on like going out at all? You go on like some fancy date or something?
With Almay. With Thor.
With
the man of my dreams. Everyone thinks that I will find a tall Norwegian man. I think they're calling him Thor because they do hope that he looks like a Norwegian god. And I say yes to that, so.
This is goodbye, Mom.
What an adventure you're going on. I'm so happy for you.
Doing it for you guys.
Chance of a lifetime.
I'll see you guys soon. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye, Dad.
Hey, you guys gonna be good for your mom?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll hear about everything when I get back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Take
bye.
care. I'm going to Norway.
Langt mot nord ligger et av Norges aller vakreste steder. Det blå havet og de spisse fjellene i Lofoten er rammen for norsk-amerikanernes aller første møte med Norge.
It's amazing, guys.
I know.
We're in Norway. Norway dance, Norway dance, Norway dance.
Imagine just waking up in your backyard and just, that's your scenery.
No. Can you believe this is where we come from?
No, not one moment.
I've never seen mountains like this in my life, of this size.
I know, it's incredible. It almost feels like we're on the moon in some kind of strange way.
Nei, norsk-amerikanerne er ikke på månen, men de er på vei til det lille fiskeværet Sakrisøy for å få oppfylt en livslang drøm. Og endelig komme tilbake til sine forfedres hjemland.
I have wanted to do this. I can't remember when I haven't wanted to do this. You know, I've always wanted to go here. Heard about Norway from my family. It's pretty exciting for you too.
My entire life has led up to this point.
Moment.
Yeah. Coming to Norway is so important for me. I feel like I don't know anything about my Norwegian heritage. I feel like a part of me is missing, a part of me is lost, and I want to explore Norway, and I want to soak up as much of it as I can into my soul.
I wonder if we can catch lutefisk in here.
I don't think lutefisk swim in these parts, mostly just the grocery store.
I've been wanting to go here for so long, and like now I'm here, I'm on a boat, and it's incredibly beautiful, and part of me can't even believe it. It's incredible. I look at the mountains, and I look at the water, and feel the water, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, what? It's so perfect.
I feel like I could cry, I'm happy. The reason I love this so much is because I feel like I've brought my family with me and it touched ground where family began. Not everyone gets a chance to do that.
We're here. Yeah.
Welcome to Norway! And welcome home!
To be here in Norway, it just means so much to me. You know, I want to do this for myself, for my family, and hopefully my ancestors somewhere are looking down and saying, yeah, go Q.
I'm glad you survived what the famous author Jules Verne called the most dangerous seas in the world. The sea outside Lofoten Island, here in northern Norway, is a place many of your ancestors knew very well. Some of them actually worked here. Hannah, your great-great-grandfather was a captain on a ship that brought salt from Bergen to the people here in Lofoten. And then he sailed back with herring and dried cod.
That puts this place in perspective, for sure. I am so happy to be here. Yeah. Getting the information that my great-great-grandpa worked in this area is really amazing. Stories I've been told, pictures that I've seen, but to be here in this space is really unreal.
Some of you descend from Norwegian fishermen, some from farmers, servants, and merchants. All people with very different lives. But what they all have in common is that they left Norway in search for a better life in America. And eventually they lost touch with their Norwegian heritage. But the families they left behind, they went on with their lives. And their descendants are still living here in Norway today. And we have found them all for you. Now guys, are you ready for some action?
Yeah!
It's time to start your journey through Norway. A journey that will strengthen your relationship with your heritage, your family, and your homeland. And the first place you're gonna stay in Norway is a traditional fisherman's hut. In Norwegian, we call it a rorbu. So just remember that, and I'll see you guys later. Best of luck.
Thank you. Woo!
Deltakerne skal nå gå det siste lille stykket til rorbuene på Sakrisøy. Og på amerikanernes første dag i Norge viser naturen seg fra sin aller vakreste side.
The hiking here is actually the kind of hiking I would love to do, and I try to do more. There are no trails. You kind of just, you kind of burn your own trail through.
Look, you can like see all the way to the bottom of the water.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Man, there's so many seagulls. I was fishing back home, and I was casting out, and right before my hook got to the water, I caught a seagull.
Like
What?
Just, like bobbed down?
I think he thought it was like a bug or something. There was like a feeding frenzy. There was salmon and seagulls, and I caught his wing, and I was like, "Are you serious? Did it die? I just want to catch a fish, not a bird." And I'm Camille, a Norwegian American from South Jordan, Utah, but I'm also from Strudel, New Trøndelag. Betty is my puppet. It's a unique talent that I have. I just can talk with my mouth shut. Is that a bunad you're wearing? Do you like it? I do like it. Well, looks like I better get some work done because you're not really helping me pack that much. I mean, look what you've put in my suitcase. Norway, I'm not a crazy puppet lady. It's just a funny talent to make people laugh. I'm looking so forward to this trip. Can't wait. My interest in Norway started because probably 10 years ago, people always would say, "Are you from Norway? Are you from Norway? You look like you're fresh off the boat, straight from the motherland. You tall, blonde, blue-eyed." And then I started telling people I was from Norway at that point. And my Book of Mormon. Gotta read this. I originally moved to Utah to come to college at a Mormon school. I love my religion. It means everything to me, and I love the values it provides for me and how I live my life. My everyday life is not necessarily different than other people. You know, I still have a lot of fun. I just don't party. I am definitely an adrenaline junkie. I want to do it all. Road biking, motorcycling. Occasionally, I don't wear a helmet. It's kind of naughty, but I like the wind blowing through my hair. I love being active. I can't sit still for very long.
18.
I love mountain biking. I love bikes. What about me makes me Norwegian? I'm tall and blonde and blue-eyed and cool and awesome and fun and beautiful, and that's why I'm a Norwegian. Hi!
Hi, where you going?
We are going to Norway!
All right, then.
Norsk-amerikanerne er på vei til rorbuene de skal bo i denne uka. Og på turen gjennom et av Lofotens utallige vakre landskap venter det også en og annen overraskelse.
It says your name.
I've never seen this picture before.
Oh my God.
Dear David, this photo portraits your relative Carl Hagerud and his wife Ragna Kleven. In the back you see a photo of Carl's parents. Ole Christian Hagerud and his wife Johanne, who lived on the Hagerud family farm their entire lives. Carl and Regn's children and grandchildren still live in Gosdal. Oh my gosh. I didn't know anything about these people.
And they're very eager to meet you.
Yeah, look at them. Yeah.
They want to meet you.
That's amazing.
Dear Taylor, this is your great-grandfather, Hjalmar Ferdinand Pedersen, who was respected foreman on this shipyard in Kristiansund. In 1944, in the final stages of the Second World War, the shipyard was targeted by English bombers in an attack that went terribly wrong and affected your ancestors' lives in a very unfortunate way. This is really real. It's really amazing to be here, you know? And to learn things I never knew. It's amazing to me.
Dear Kelsey, here's a picture of Ingeborg Paulsdottir Tungset and her husband Knut. Ingeborg is the sister of your great-great-grandfather Peter Olas, who emigrated to the U.S. Ingeborg stayed in Norway, and she is the ancestor of many of your living relatives in Norway. My siblings are so precious to me that to think that Peter and Ingeborg maybe never saw each other again, it's really, really heartbreaking.
Hi, Norway. I'm Kelsey Tungset, and I'm a Norwegian American from Littleton, Colorado. I love adventure. I like meeting new people, trying new things. I love hiking because I don't have to be plugged into anything. I can come and hear the sounds of nature. I can feel the sand between my shoes, and I just feel like I come alive when I go hiking. Growing up, we had some very special Norwegian traditions. We love to make 5 of heart waffles. Every Christmas, we make rummergrøt. And when I was little, my sister and I had bunads, and we would wear them for the 17th of May celebration. Over the past 10 years, I feel like a lot of my Norwegian heritage has slipped away. My father passed away when I was 18, and tragically, it was at the hands of my mother. After my dad died and my mom was sent to prison, my life felt like it had been turned upside down. And the way that I chose to cope with that was through drugs and alcohol. 4 years had passed since my dad had died, and one day I answered the phone and I said, "Hi, Mom, it's Kelsey, and I love you, and I forgive you." Eventually, we started talking on the phone and writing letters, and I've been able to visit her and rebuild that relationship.
I have a surprise for you.
You made rummergrøt, right?
I did. Yes, it's your favorite. I had to make it.
It's delicious.
So I can't believe you're leaving tomorrow.
Alt for Norge.
Yes.
My brothers and sister and I, we don't know that much about our Norwegian heritage.
Oh, Rain, the rummergrøt is delicious. Thank you.
Tastes like Christmas.
Being able to learn about who I am and my connection with Norway and be able to share it with my siblings, I feel like it will bridge that gap and it'll bring tremendous healing, and I'll know not only where I've been, but where I come from.
Oh, you guys, look at all the fish heads. You know how vampires have garlic? Well, maybe trolls have fish heads to keep them away.
That is beautiful. I like that.
You know, maybe that's to keep the trolls away.
From trolls.
Yeah, yeah.
Etter en kort tur har amerikanerne endelig kommet fram til fiskeværet på Sakrisøy. Der oppdager de raskt hva som i generasjoner har vært livsgrunnlaget for lokalbefolkningen.
Seeing the dried cod everywhere was very shocking. The fish looked so mad, which I mean, I would be mad too, I guess, if someone chopped my head off.
Let's try it.
Oh my gosh, you did it.
Oh, it's biting me.
You're not gonna eat that, are you? You did.
That is so tender.
Did you actually eat it?
Dried fish, I would say, tastes like something between paper, cardboard, and dental floss. This is why my grandmother had great teeth.
Guys, it's fish jerky.
Not eating it.
You have to limbo and bite it as you limbo.
When it came to doing the limbo and Camille was trying to get me to eat some dried fish at the end, I was doing anything I can to avoid that dry fish. All right. All right, I'll limbo. I ain't eating it. But I'll limbo this thing. I touched it. I'm disqualified.
You have to eat the whole thing now.
The whole thing?
You hit the bar.
Everyone else trying it, you have to.
Hit the bar. You hit the bar, you have to eat the whole thing.
So I tasted it, and then I spit it out, and I don't know why everyone else is so happy to taste that stuff. I got peer pressured for sure.
This is where you are going to spend the night and where you are going to get your first meal in Norway. Norwegians love fish. Well, we knew that. One very important fish product that has helped thousands of people survive in Norway is torfisk, which is usually made of dried cod, or torsk. Enjoy, Henrietta.
All right, here we go.
Let's see what happens to Hannah after she tries it.
That's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
are
I
gonna
gotta
like
try
it.
some.
Yeah.
Try some.
We're so Norwegian right now. We're in a fjord, in the mountains, and we're eating lutefisk. That's Viking as shit.
Girl, this is not lutefisk.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably...
Lutefisk. No,
Yes, this is torsk.
Oh.
Fish.
Oh, not lutefisk. I love it.
Etter pausen venter en ny dag, og det blir nye utfordringer på amerikanerne.
Kan det være så snart? I suck at the language. I can't move my tongue in the ways to make the words yet.
Og Joel får vite mer om sin norske families historie.
Reading that letter and knowing all the hardships that went through, I feel very prideful knowing that's where I come from.
Norsk-amerikanere har kommet til Norge for å lære mer om sitt moderland og konkurrere om et møte med sin norske slekt.
Welcome to Norway!
Før pausen så vi at amerikanerne startet norgesoppholdet i idylliske Lofoten, hvor de i tillegg til tørrfisk fikk en liten smakebit fra sin egen ukjente slektshistorie.
I didn't know anything about these people. That's amazing.
Det er en vakker morgen i Lofoten, og for første gang våkner amerikanerne til frisk norsk vårluft.
What do you think we're going to be doing today?
I don't know.
First day.
What if we just moved in and stayed here?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to take me out of this, so...
The Jensen, my bunk room, we decided we're gonna go for a swim the real Norwegian way. It was freezing cold. It hurt to breathe. I'm really glad I had underwear on because some girls would have thought I was not such a man anymore.
A couple of the girls were out, so good for us, huh?
It's a really nice show.
It's hard to breathe in there, bro.
Because if you're gonna do something cool, make sure you got some pretty witnesses around, or what's the point?
Hey, Norway. I'm Scott, an American dude living in Seattle, Washington, and I love boats.
I think people would describe me as genuinely nice and a good person.
Yeah!
In a word, awesome. I think my passion for boats really started at a younger age, and I just was very fortunate to also make a career out of it.
All right, man. I'm out of here.
I have a pretty good idea what Norway's like. Big, deep fjords, rolling prairies, massive mountains, everyone's skiing, and yeah. That's what I see so far. No fat people. Unless they're old. I mean, they don't, you know, that's just what happens.
I spent the day in the shade of a tree, thinking how we best spend this precious time that we've been given.
I became a father at 18 years old, and it affected my life pretty greatly. How about here, dude? My son, Bradley, he's incredible. He's my best friend. I love him to death. He's everything I got. Of course, I'm also a father, so there's always that part where you want to make sure they do right, but yeah, anything I ever do, I always want him with me, and I've been so fortunate that he always is.
So the show, FOR NORGE, what are you gonna do?
It's a really good opportunity to meet our family, the family we didn't know we had.
We're not really like Norwegian, though. I mean...
How do we know? Maybe we are, maybe we're not. My Norwegian heritage comes from my mother. Heritage is so important, and unfortunately, with my mom, you know, passed on, I don't have anyone to even go to and ask. It's kind of an unanswered question right now in my life. So it's incredibly important that I do this, and I learn as much as I can so I can bring it home. Gotta go. So, gotta prepare for the cold.
Sweater weather?
Sweater weather.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I also have to get one fancy outfit together.
For the ladies?
I've already heard the rumor about the women, and I can't wait to meet every one of them. I'd be smiling and making eye contact. I'd probably even wave in advance, you know, really just make sure I got their attention. Probably put on my, you know, my best handsome walk and walk up there. Hi, how are you? I'm Scott, Norwegian American from Seattle. All right, dude, I'm out.
Love you.
I love you too, man.
Tilbake i Lofoten det på tide for amerikanerne å få den første undervisningstimen i det som kan bli en eneste lang utdanning i å tilpasse seg livet i Norge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You might not think so, but Norwegian and English actually have a lot in common. Does anyone, for instance, know what hello is in Norwegian?
Hi.
Hi. Hallo. Hallo. That's right. Hallo. Hallo. So as you can see, that's very similar. But beware, even though we have some similar words, don't assume you're fluent in Norwegian. Some words might seem the same, but have an entirely different meaning. And this may cause some really awkward situations. In Norway, this doesn't mean anything bad. Unless you're at the dinner table. It's simply the Norwegian word for burp.
Oh.
I can teach you how to say, I like to burp.
Okay, yes.
Jeg liker å rape.
Jeg liker å rape.
David, what about you? Jeg raper hele tiden.
Jeg raper hele tiden.
It means I burp all the time.
Which is absolutely true.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. The language course was interesting. I learned how to say things I would never say to any other Norwegian.
We also have some traditional Norwegian names that may mean something else to you. Please welcome two handsome guys.
Welcome.
This is Odd.
Odd. Hi, Odd.
And this is Simon.
Simon.
Have you heard those names before?
Yeah. Yes.
I think it was odd that there was semen on the deck.
Odd and semen? Yeah, it's that's not something you would hear name, you know, in a naming book in the United States. When my son was born, I didn't think about using either of those names. I'm glad we chose Eric.
Tess?
Jeg liker å rope.
Du liker
One more time, slower.
Jeg liker robbe. Immediately, I didn't think of semen as sperm. I didn't think of semen in a way that was inappropriate. I thought of him as, a man of the sea.
Try it one more time.
Jeg liker robbe.
Du liker
Hun prøver å si.
Jeg liker robbe.
Europa.
Robbe.
Du liker Europa.
Seaman, he was very sweet. He was wearing just a yellow rain outfit like a man on the sea would wear.
It's not necessarily easy to learn Norwegian in Norway. Most Norwegians speak pretty decent English, and they love to practice their skills. So because of this, they'll end up speaking a lot of English to you. And to avoid this, you need to learn this sentence. Kan du være så snill å snakke norsk? Jeg prøver å lære språket. And it means, could you please speak Norwegian? I'm trying to learn the language. So that's an important sentence to know. Kan du være så snill å snakke norsk? Scott?
Kan du være så snill
Å snakke norsk.
og snakke?
Kan du være så snill å snakke norsk?
Kan du være snill?
Kan du være så snill å snakke norsk?
Kan du være snakke?
Norsk! It was close.
Yeah. I suck at the language. I don't know if it's my deep tone, too much American in me, or what it could be. I can't move my tongue in the ways to make the words yet. Kan du være så snill snakke snus?
I would understand that.
Yeah? All right. We're getting somewhere.
One more time.
Kan du være så snill snakke snus? Worst. All right. Kan du være så snill snakke snus? Snook.
I don't mean to laugh.
No.
Because it's really close.
Yeah. Snu, snall, snakkish, nushk.
Yeah.
Snakkish, nushk. See, that was the one I was having a hard time. She's a tough cookie, that one. She wants me to learn the language almost as more than I want to.
Ja, og det tar litt tid å lære språket. Men etter en drøy times språkopplæring, hvor amerikanerne har lært noe av det mest essensielle, skal teori nå gjøres om til praksis.
You are going out amongst the locals to speak Norwegian. So, best of luck. Or as we say in Norwegian, lykke til.
Lykke til.
Amerikanerne skal nå ta turen til Reine, der det er størst sannsynlighet for å treffe folk. Her skal de prøve å omsette lærdommen fra den første undervisningstimen til praktisk kunnskap.
So where should we go?
There's some Norwegians up there.
All right,
They look full-blown Norwegian.
I was very nervous because seeing all these people standing around and I'm going, okay, I have to practice my Norwegian now. Jeg heter David. Hva heter du?
Jeg heter Elise.
Elisa. Takk. If I wanted to know what someone did for a living, what their job was, how would I ask that?
Hva jobber du med? Hva jobber du med?
Hva jobb du med? When they were speaking with me, I found myself kind of going, all right, there's so much that I'm missing here. I must have looked at them like they had three heads. It's gonna, what? What do you do? Hva jobb du med? I mean,
Jeg en fisker. I'm a fisherman.
Oh!
You are!
So you think fishermen very pretty, very, very pretty.
Unnskyld.
Hei. Unnskyld.
Kan du hjelpe meg?
Kan
du hjelpe?
Ja, kanskje.
Hvordan går det?
Bare bra. Og du?
Ha det bra.
Du har det fint?
Norwegian sounds like a very northern Minnesotan trying to speak Scottish.
Kan du si meg hvor toalettet
Ja, da må du gå opp trappa her, rundt hjørnet, inn døra, og så til høyre.
Pardon? There's a lot of U, en sju, en skø.
Skal vi prøve å se om du finner frem, da?
Oh no.
Farte. Du spekker farte.
Oh, jeg snakker for fort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fort. It just kind of sounds like blah, 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 blah. Do-de-dee-de-do-de-do-de. I don't know.
How would you say, would you like to dance?
Vil du danse?
Vil du danse? Og vil du danse?
Ja.
My place or your
Hæ? Vil du danse?
Ja.
Vil du danse? You know.
Joel never misses for an opportunity to meet girls. I think he's expecting to have dinner date with her now. Unless she turns out to be a cousin. Then that won't happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that Joe was lucky to have danced with her because I think she was kind of leading and showing him how real Norwegians dance.
A little bit of the opposite of me leading when we were dancing was happening. I was leading, but she was following so good, even though I didn't know what I was doing. She was basically leading me. Very bra. High five. Hello, Norway. This is Joey Homo. I'm a singer-songwriter from Seattle, Washington. And I'm gonna come all the way to Norway to sing some love songs for you. Early in the morning, rising to the street. Light me up that cigarette. I strap shoes on my feet. Music's a big deal to me. A lot of people have a hard time just fully being expressive. And music is a full expressive thing. You just let loose into that, and there you are. Loving is what I got. I said remember that. Loving, yeah, is what I got. Is this a good shirt?
Yeah, I like blue.
You like that one? And this one. I do like that one myself. And you don't know how precious a kid is until you have your own. So when I was 17 and I had my son Kalel and then my daughter Elizabeth at 19, I actually left high school a little early to start working full-time. Are you guys gonna miss me when I'm in Norway?
Yes.
Yeah?
You'll be gone for 2 months. Like, seriously.
And I definitely had to put my own dreams that I had, my aspirations as a teenager of doing my music and doing arts. So just providing, doing the family thing, and I was going to get into it later. What are you looking at? It was actually not all that hard being a father right off the bat, because me and the mom were together, and for the first 4 years, everything was actually pretty smooth. I worked hard and she stayed home. But when we split up, that's when things got real hard. So I'm gonna fly from Seattle over to New Jersey, other side of the country.
Okay.
Then there's the Pacific Ocean, and way up on the north end of the Pacific Ocean, on the other end, it's actually another body of water called the Norwegian Sea, is Norway way over here. Heading off to Norway for a couple months. I hate to say it, I don't feel bad at all. They're excited for me, and I'm excited to come back and show them everything that their dad did.
So technically, you're going halfway around the world to find out all about your ancestors.
Our ancestors.
That's pretty determined.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going for 2 months for something that's extraordinary. You know, the first thing my daughter said when I told her was, "You need to bring me back a Norwegian souvenir." All excited. They're just so excited for their dad to go there. You know, they feel a part of it, and when I get back, it's just going to be very joyous.
Joels forfedre kom fra Nesna, men hver vinter dro de nettopp hit til Lofoten for å delta i det tradisjonelle skreifisket. Joel har nå fått et brev som inneholder mer informasjon om hans familie, og hvordan farvannene utenfor Lofoten skulle spille en avgjørende rolle i deres historie.
Dear Joel, for the fishermen and the farmers of northern Norway, there was nothing as important as the Lofoten season between January and April. By 1878, your great-great-grandfather's big brother Johan had taken over the family farm. Leaving his family for months to go to Lofoten was not easy, but they all hoped the hard work would pay off. A cold February day at the same year, Johan was out fishing with 3 other men from Nesna. Suddenly, an unexpected blast hit their sails and the boat capsized, throwing Johan and the other men into the merciless waves. 4 men from the same local community lost their lives on the Lofoten Sea this day. Johan's tragedy left a devastated family back at home. This wife and son had no way to make ends meet and had to leave the farm, but the new owner agreed to help support the widow. Gosh. After the loss of Johan, his family found comfort in each other. Your great-great-grandfather now lived at a farm called Storvalen. With his children and his wife, Karen made an impressive effort as a midwife around the local community. She helped deliver over 400 babies who all survived. In 1880, Karen herself gave birth to a baby boy that they named Johan in loving memory of Jacob's big brother. And 2 years later, the family was blessed with another baby, your great-grandmother, Mathinka. By March 1904, she had taken the radical decision to leave everything she had ever known and take a leap of faith. With huge consequences for herself, her family, and the generations to follow, she boarded the Allen line in Trondheim and left Norway. Yeah, so much hardships to get to such a happy ending, you know? I can imagine Jakobsen losing his brother Johan, who's 7 years older than him. It's a lot like I have a closest brother to me, who's 5 years older than I am. And losing him would be devastating because he was like a second father to me. Reading that letter and knowing all the hardships that went through, but also finding out Karen Anna, you know, my great-great-grandmother, Mathinka's mom, being the midwife and how tough she was and how much she cared about her community, how much her community must have cared about her. I feel very prideful knowing that's where I come from.
Etter pausen blir det alvor når amerikanerne må ut I sin aller første konkurranse for å vise hvem av dem som har mest kunnskap om sine forfedres hjemland.
All right, it's the thing that we carve cheese with.
Cheese blade? Do we think that's Norwegian?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a troll! It's a troll! It's a troll!
The winning team that will get an advantage in next week's first team competition is...
Welcome to Norway!
12 norsk-amerikanere reiser for første gang I Norge for å konkurrere om et møte med sin norske slekt. Før pausen så vi at amerikanerne fikk en aldri så liten språkopplæring.
How would you say, would you like to dance?
Vil du danse?
Vil du danse?
Men straks blir det blodig alvor når amerikanerne må ut I sin aller første konkurranse.
High five.
Brunosten, lutefisken og denne juleappelsinen her helt vanlig syn I Norge. Og helt vanlig syn her I Lofoten blant annet slike fiskehjell med tørrfisk som henger overalt på Svaberg nede ved havet. Ja, og hva skulle vi nordmenn gjort uten havet? Skulle vi bært båtene? Og selv om akkurat det ikke så vanlig, så det I en båt, på land, deltakerne våre nå skal vise hva de mener typisk norsk I den første lagkonkurransen I Alt for Norge. I årets første Alt for Norge-konkurranse skal amerikanerne prøve å gi liv til det forslitte uttrykket. Hva skulle vi ha gjort uten havet? Skulle vi ha bært båtene?
I think that's a strange expression. I mean, if we didn't have the ocean, we have trains and cars and buses. We also have planes. Why would we carry boats?
På kortest mulig tid skal amerikanerne forsøke å fiske opp 5 fisk med bilder av typisk norske ting. Men de må passe seg, for hver norske fisk finnes det også fisk med bilder av ting fra utlandet. Amerikanerne skal konkurrere lagvis, og på det røde laget finner vi Tess, Taylor, Kwanzakari, Scott, Camille og Jake. Blått lag satt sammen av Hannah, Kelsey, Sarah, Joel, Adam og David.
The boat? Yes, sir. Yes.
It's very important to win this competition in order to get that final outcome of meeting my family. You must be always thinking, this is life or death. It is that important. Of course, if you always act that way, you'll get an ulcer. But I'm going to try to keep that attitude for this competition.
Og om du lurte på det, uten havet så må faktisk amerikanerne bære båten. Og oppi den skal en av deltakerne sitte. Hun må forklare til sine lagkamerater hva det bildet av på hver enkelt fisk, før de samlet tar en avgjørelse på om de skal beholde fisken eller ikke.
I was really happy when I heard Sarah was on our team to be the fisherman. I just hope that she's able to describe things as well as she is tiny.
1, 2, 3, champions!
Yeah. Awesome. So we have Sarah, and she's pretty light, and we can put her in the boat, but if none of us know that things are common or not common to Norway, that kind of makes me nervous, because all it takes is 5 wrong guesses right off the bat, and we have a huge disadvantage.
Go red?
Go red!
Go red!
Go
3,
team red.
Go red!
Stay positive, we got this. Let's bring it home.
Ready, set, go!
Left. Slow to the left, slow to the left. Straight, let's go between these two fish so you can get both of them. Here we go.
Yes.
Stop.
She's going for the one there.
Doing great, guys.
Down a little bit. Slowly.
Nice.
All right,
what do we got?
All right, it's the thing that we carve cheese with.
The cheese carver.
Cheese slicer. It's a cheese slicer.
I feel like that's not...
Cheese blade.
Cheese blade? Do we think that's Norwegian?
I don't think so.
I feel like it's not.
Det virker ikke som om blått lag helt har fått med seg ostehøvelens stolte historie. Men heldigvis har de en mann med erfaring på laget.
I'm going to say yes.
You say yes?
I think it is.
Okay. I think that's great. Let's keep it. Okay, let's turn.
I think it was actually a Viking design that they've found in archaeological digs. It was originally used as a razor. And they said, why not use this for cheese? And that's how it started. Hello, Norway. I'm David Ingen. I'm 59 years old. I'm from Minnesota and Gosdal. I do a lot of work with our church, the Lutheran Church in Minneapolis, and essentially working with the kids, the teenagers in the congregation, basically as an adult advisor, and I love it. So what we're going to do is talk about something that everyone's experienced, and that is having a fight with your friend. The Bible has been used as a way of saying your life is right and your life is wrong. The most important thing for being a pastor or just being a Christian is the ability to love others.
Everybody up for Gospel Light.
I got married when I was very young, 21 years old, a young 21. I had 2 great kids, but there was a truth that wasn't there, and that is I finally admitted to myself that I'm gay.
Let it shine all the time.
That caused a lot of change and hurt for a lot of people. But as a result of all that difficulty and struggle, I met this wonderful guy named Greg. All right.
Let's see.
Now the decisions get to be made.
Yeah.
I like how they've marked everything here. Which is Norwegian, which is Danish.
Oh, yeah, we got the little flags.
This is the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Let's get some left side.
Left side.
Yes.
The mainstay of life. The left side. Gotta have it.
Okay.
My upbringing as a young boy and into my teenage years, we were immersed in being Norwegian. Can we get a quarter pound of the roller post, Mike? Passing my Norwegian heritage on to my children is very important. We need to know where we came from. Everybody can dive in here and grab a plate and help yourself. I'm interested to see how you guys like the cheese. My Norwegian side comes from Dad. My father, 100% Norwegian. This would be your great-great-grandfather,
Handsome.
Ingen.
You know if anybody went back?
No one ever did. No one ever went back. I'll be the first one, actually, in our family to ever go back.
There you go.
I know. So it's kind of exciting, I mean, to think about going back and potentially seeing the family farm. I always encouraged my grandparents and my father to go back to Norway to see where we came from, but they never did it. So this really feels a bit like a pilgrimage, like I'm taking them with me and going home to see where it all started for our family.
Tilbake I Lofoten har rødt lag fått sin første fisk I fiskekonkurransen.
Yay, okay. Okay, this is, it looks like a group, a band maybe. There's a guy with overalls and they're yellow and they have his bell bottoms. And then he has this weird shirt.
Ylvis?
Huh?
Ylvis?
I don't know, but there's...
The first picture was a band, and I know that Norway is popular for heavy metals. And so I was thinking, well, maybe this group's metal. I don't know.
There's two girls and a guy and another guy. And they're all wearing white, blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow is Swedish.
Yeah.
Okay, go! Let's go!
All right.
Okay, it's the Bee Gees, I believe. It's a blonde chick, it's a guy in overalls with...
There were no girls in the Bee Gees.
Okay, that might not be that. It's 2 girls and 2 boys. Maybe it's ABBA.
ABBA, Swiss. No.
Let it go!
Let it go!
Okay, all right.
Initially, I think I was a little bit rushed and flustered, so I kind of sped through the details, and then I realized that the devil is in the details and that I should probably be saying everything that I could.
All right, I see 2 clogs. They look like they're made out of wooden shoes. They have 3 X's down the center.
No, it's Dutch.
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Nøyaktige forklaringer ser ut til å være veien til suksess for det blå laget. Men det ikke alle ting det like lett å sette ord på. Harryhandel, for eksempel.
Okay, so this says G-O-D-I-S-H-U-S-E-T. It's a store, and it says entree. And then there's a guy, it says Gadi shoot.
One of the fish had a picture of a store, and I think I spelled it out, so I kind of remember. It was God is, and then Hute or something. It had I had to spell it out because I couldn't even say it.
H-U-S-E-T.
3 words?
No.
One word?
One word.
Gotta shoot?
Goodies? Yeah.
Gotta shoot?
Is that Norwegian?
It was confusing because there was a Swedish flag, and then there was a guy carrying a whole pack of Coke.
What is it?
Godis, drita.
Is it a store? What is it?
It's a store.
Do they have that here?
There's a Norwegian flag in the back! Okay! Duh!
Okay,
All right.
The flag was red, white, and blue, right?
Yes!
Oh, sorry. You good?
Okay. It's a cheese slicer!
Yeah!
We got it! Hooray! Okay.
Det røde laget har fått opp dampen og nærmer seg full fangst. Samtidig satser blått lag på at Davids gode kunnskaper om norsk kulturliv skal gjøre at de snart får fylt opp kvota.
It looks like a hippopotamus with no mouth, but it has a tail. It has 2 eyes, 2 ears, and it has a tail.
Swedish. It's Swedish. It's from I saw it at the Swedish Museum earlier this year.
Okay. It's a cartoon,
Yeah.
I was really happy to have David on my team. David had a lot of knowledge and a lot of confidence. He's really knowledgeable around Norwegian heritage.
All right. This picture is it looks like Pippi Longstockings. She has red hair.
She's pigtails out
Astrid
from either
Lindgren
side.
wrote that, so that's Norwegian. Yeah.
It is?
Pippi Longstocking is Norwegian. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Begge lag mangler nå bare 1 fisk hver, før de kan få sjekket fangsten.
This is a hot dog! And I know it's Norwegian! And then there's 2 types of sauces.
That's fine, let's look.
Yeah! Okay.
Men dersom de har fått 1 eller flere utenlandske fisk på kroken, må de belage seg på å fortsette konkurransen.
A cheese slicer. That is correct.
Yeah!
Good job.
One down!
Pippi Longstockings.
Pippi Longstocking is not Norwegian. She's Swedish, so unfortunately it's wrong.
That's my fault. That's my fault.
That's like cursing in church. It's Danish.
Okay.
Okay, one more. It was a hot dog.
Begge lag har fått med seg 1 utenlandsk fisk i fangsten. Og dermed må de ut på det manglende havet for å få tak i den siste norske fisken.
Okay, it's a troll! It's a troll!
Unfortunately, that's also Danish. You have to go out again.
One more.
Good. Throw it.
Stay ahead, guys. Keep walking.
Nice.
Good job.
I'm a fisherman.
All right, I see someone standing on the top of a rock in the middle of a fjord.
That sounds pretty Swedish.
Looks like they're saying, "Alt for Norge."
Is it protruding out above the water?
Yes, it is.
I think that's Norwegian. That's Norwegian,
that's
right?
That's
the thing that,
the preacher's rock or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold, but hold it. Come on, you can get it.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, this is a fjord. Someone's on a fjord and they're standing and screaming. Yay!
Okay, let's go.
Hey, fisherman.
Hi.
Okay, what's up?
Oh.
A Norwegian fjord! Congratulations! You're done. It's correct!
I think the competition went really well. I think our team was solid. I think everybody worked really well together. So I think we possibly took the cake home. So hopefully.
Good job, buddy.
Good job!
If I'm the reason we lost because of my call on Pippi Longstocking, I think there'll need to be some sort of penalty. Maybe I'll be forced to wear my hair similar to hers for the next competition. I don't know how that'll happen. I'm a little short up here, but I'm happy to try it.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Both of the teams did a great job fishing from a boat on land. You also did a great job in describing the photos, and you were quick at making decisions. However, none of the teams found all the right photos right away. Team Red, the sausage was Danish, not Norwegian. And Team Blue, Pippi Longstocking is a very Swedish character, not good. One of the teams did it in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. The other team did it in 10 minutes and 55 seconds. The winning team that will get an advantage in next week's first team competition is... Team Blue!
It feels fantastic to be on the winning team. Whatever edge that we have, it's something that both teams will take turns having, and I'm thrilled to have it for next week's challenge.
Okay, guys. Okay.
Next week, facing the elimination challenge for the first contestant is very tense. There's 12 of us here. I've grown close to all of them. With our team having less of the advantage, it's gonna be hard.
Etter en opplevelsesrik uke skal amerikanerne nå reise videre. Og siden Lofoten handler om sjø og fiske, det den gamle skuta Reinefangst som skal frakte dem inn til fastlandet.
That's the boat. I am so in love with this country after just a few days. The beauty, the groundedness of it, it just feels kind of like, not to be overblown here, but like a holy land and coming home. We're Americans, but we're all Norwegian Americans. And that melding of that together really feels like we've created something new.
It's really, really sad to see this place go.
I don't know. Yeah. It feels like this week has been like a month. It's been so many amazing things. So many amazing things. Oh my gosh, you guys, look, there's whales! You guys, there's whales! Oh my God, they're right there! Oh my gosh! You stepped out of the water! Dude, that's amazing! Oh my God! There's so many of them. There's like little babies! You see them? I've always called myself a Norwegian, and I believe that's true, but to be here, to see the fjords, to taste the fish, to ride on the boat, I mean, those are some of the most Norwegian things I've thought of or could think of.
Oh my gosh, it's like a frenzy!
That is awesome!
Først etter å ha sett den store spekkhoggerflokken, begynner det å gå opp for Tess hva slags skute Reinefangst egentlig er.
this is a whaling ship?
Yep. Check out the bow.
What's that used for?
Think of it as a big hook.
I feel really sad for whales.
Or a little. Oh, you might want.
Oh my God. I think you're just getting more and more depressed as time goes on.
It's been a rough afternoon, hasn't it?
So good.
Hi, my name is Tess. I live in Auburn, California, and I want to go to Norway. Here's a song for you. I am 27 years old. I'm originally from Ohio, and I just moved across the country to Auburn, California, where my aunt and uncle live, with the goal to go to school in San Francisco, where I will be studying drama therapy. I'm really passionate about theater, and I love to just try different things and to be spontaneous and play games on people and with people. It's just funny. It's so entertaining.
Okay, so this is what I want. We're gonna do a scene in Norway, Oslo, and I want you to be selling food. Oh, and I want this all in Norwegian.
This is what I know in the Norwegian language. Takk. Thank you. I guess I'm a bit weird, but not really, because I think that all of us are a bit weird. But we suppress those impulses, and we don't express ourselves. And I love it when someone is unafraid to express themselves. I love it when I feel unafraid to express myself. Norway, Norway, how would you like to go? I will miss you so. Everyone always wonders where they come from. I think it's a privilege that I get to go there and learn about my roots. I'm going there so near. Oh, how I'll miss you so. I used to play this game. It was called Dare or Dare instead of Truth or Dare, because truth is boring. Well, it's not boring, but it's more fun when you're playing to play Dare or Dare, because you want to see people do things. And that's one thing about this show that I'm really excited about, because it's like a gigantic game of Dare or Dare. And it's so much fun to do those dares, because it just is. It's a rush.
Hi, everybody. Are you ready to continue the rest of your journey? Yes! Excellent. I brought along an old friend. It's the Norwegian Spirit Award. Every week, this award is handed out to someone that has shown great Norwegian sportsmanship or has walked the extra mile for their fellow contestants. The person that receives this award will become immune next week and doesn't have to leave Norway. You have all shown compassion, curiosity, and enthusiasm this week. However, I can only give the Spirit Award to one of you. And the person that receives it is someone that's young at heart, despite being twice the age of everyone else. David, your humor gives a smile to everyone else around you. And you've really taken on this experience with a go-ahead spirit. So, congratulations. Next week, you're safe from elimination.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He looks just like me. It's hard for anyone to believe I'm ever speechless. I'm pretty much there right now, because if you know me, you know my mouth is always working really well. But this is such a compliment, and I'm so thrilled with it. Thank you very, very much.
Now it's time to leave. Next week, you're gonna follow in the footsteps of some pretty famous Norwegians. So brace yourself. It's on!
Neste uke skal amerikanerne lære om nordmenn som har satt spor etter seg i det store utland. Og de skal også prøve å gjenskape noen av deres mange bragder.
This is of the utmost importance that we get past those Nazi guards and wipe them out.